11, please welcome Mr. Aise O'Neill.
I just graduated Stuyvesant High School. It's the best high school in the state. It does have a high suicide rate, which was great. I loved the challenge. I'm excited. I'm going to college now. I didn't have a very successful social life in high school. I remember one time I asked a girl out, and she said she just wanted to say friends. And then I said, but we're not friends. I once asked out a very thoughtful girl. She told me she'd think about it. I once asked out a girl in freshman year. She said no, so I tried asking her out again in senior year. She told me she was glad I asked her out again. She was worried she wasn't clear enough the first time. I once asked a girl out, and she told me yes, and she asked me where I'd like to take her. And this took me by surprise. I'd never gone this far before. So I told her I'd get back to her on that. And when I came up with the location, I ran to tell her. I said, Cindy, I came up with the location for our date. And she said, Aise, I agreed to go out with you in middle school. I heard from a friend of mine that girls are really into bad boys. So this is why recently I decided to become a bad boy. I met a friend of mine. She had new shoes. I didn't compliment her. Then I got on a subway when another guy hadn't gone off yet. I once said gonna instead of going to. I said I was gonna go to math camp. In a group project, I do all the work, even though it's supposed to be a team effort. When I'm out walking and there's a sunrise, I don't always pause to admire its beauty. So at this point, I've become a complete bad boy. From head to toe. Unfortunately, nobody seems to have noticed yet. Well, I'm playing the long game. So I heard from a friend of mine that girls are really into tall men, so I should use my height to my advantage. So I walked up to a girl, and I said, "Hey Cindy, I'm 6'2". And she said, "Oh." When I was younger, my parents used to send me to summer camp, and I told them I hated it. And they asked me why. And I said, well, you know, there's the lack of hygiene, the food, the people, the activities, the accommodation, the area, the heat, the fact that it's a Jewish camp and we're not Jewish, and other reasons, such as the camp counselors, the staff, the employees, the other campers, the food, the poor laundry service, inadequate medical facilities, inadequate nurses, the insects, the fact that we're not allowed to bring phones, which is a bit suspicious. Makes you wonder what they don't want us communicating with the outside world about. The fact you're not allowed to have nuts. Camp buses, campfires, camp songs, camping out. So they didn't send me to summer camp anymore. They sent me to therapy. I'm 18, so I'm a libertarian now. I'm not exactly sure what libertarianism means, but I have bought a copy of Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. And in high school, I liked to position my copy of Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand in my backpack so other people could see it. So then I could say, hey, I guess you noticed my copy of Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. Now, I'm a libertarian. This book has led to so many interesting conversations for me. I really can't wait to read it. Some people tell me that I'm a millennial. Other people tell me that I'm too young to be a millennial. And until I get a consensus, I'm left asking myself questions like, should I inform white people that it's racist for them to wear sombreros? Should I take a semester abroad to get woke? Should I lead a student protest of every guest speaker when I go to college? Or should I, as a straight white male, step back, check my privilege, and let a lesbian of color have the spotlight? Because as a straight white male in this patriarchal society, I've already been heard too much. Meanwhile, nobody's listening to that black lesbian. Should I start a GoFundMe account for vegans against borders? Should I declare that I am a member of a previously undiscovered gender? Demand my own bathroom, and proclaim my gender to be an oppressed class? Or should I first wait for permission from the lesbian of color? When I was applying to college, I had to ask my teachers to write letters of recommendations for me. One time I asked an English teacher of mine, and he said, "Whatever, Steve." And I said, "It's actually Aise." And he said, "Whatever." One time I asked out my old math teacher from sophomore year, and she said she couldn't write my letter of recommendation because she didn't remember me. And then I said, "No, you had me 2 years ago, fall semester, third period." And she said, "Oh, I do remember you." No. The university I'm going to is American University. And it has a reputation for being very diverse, progressive, and inclusive. Not unlike the universities I had originally hoped to get into. Now, in my university's student newspaper, people are writing a lot of complaints. One girl, for instance, complained about how tired she is, absolutely exhausted, of all the time she's had to call other people anti-Semitic. Sorry, that was supposed to be funny. You have been an above-average audience.
That's an 18-year-old recent high school graduate record. What a merit.